again, like health bars, ultimates, levels, even like if you're fighting a scaling champion very early game, these are all things we can start to think about in order to assess if an early game fight is good for us or not. Hey guys, what is up? Just before we get started here, want to take a quick look at this Neeko Support's runes. Of course, she's running Comet, Mana Flow, Transcendence, Scorch into that inspiration tree with Biscuit Delivery and Cosmic Drive, double adaptive, and armor. Obviously, in this case, armor's good because we're playing against an AD carry, but hey, if they're ever running double magic bot lane, double AP bot lane, take that magic resist. Your teams seem to coincide with what a lot of high elo Neekos are doing, and so I'm not going to criticize you there or anything. Looks really good. Let's get right into it, boys. Let's go. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back. This is Pope Paisano here with another VOD review. Today we're looking at a bronze Neeko support player, and yeah, like I'm excited to just get right into this. We haven't had too much support content on the channel yet, and so I hope this helps a bunch of you guys, but really curious to see kind of how this game gets started. The team comps are very interesting. It looks like we have a Fizz playing bot lane. Now, what's kind of interesting about this is that I don't even think it's that bad. I think in this game, particularly against an Ashe, you can just blow her up, especially if you ever land an E. I think Fizz can just jump right on there, and it's going to be a ton of damage. Yeah, they're playing against an Ashe Morgana, so if Morg's on point with her Black Shield, it is a bit of a counter, but I think that you have more than enough tools to work around this. So yeah, let's kind of see how we get started here. I mean, like I'm really curious, I guess, in a sense, to see how this player might use the Neeko invisibility, or not the invisibility, but the yeah, we're gonna see it here, like adopting a lane minion form or a jungle camp or something like that. So it looks like they go mid, but actually are just... so I can't tell if you were late to the wave and decided not to, or if you just wanted to leash instead. I'm not entirely sure what Fizz is doing, but, you know, okay. Okay, so he ends up taking a bunch of these first minions. Now, when this type of thing happens, obviously he's gonna hit 2 before you, which isn't like it's not the end of the world because your level 1 is still very strong. But what happens in a situation, because I know some of you support mains can get into a situation where you actually miss the first few minions and you're looking to get level 2. What I would do in this case is actually just help hard shove. It gives you the experience to get 2 faster as well, and you're just putting these guys in a position in which hopefully they cannot poke you. Now remember as well, when you're in a lane in which you're playing against a poke lane in the bot lane, you want to shove them in. It just prevents them from poking you and casting their abilities on you. Obviously not like to a perfect degree, but it helps with that situation. So we'll kind of see what you do here. Okay, so we see that Morgana has actually started W, which is... if you ever play Morgana, don't ever do this. You're basically intentionally giving your lane opponents a free level 1. So the fact that we know that she has no Q, you need to get aggressive here, right? Like Ashe has no W, it's not up. Your Fizz hit level 2, you need to be infinitely more aggressive here. I want to see you coming out of this wave, and instead of making an arc angle, just walk straight at these guys. Look to throw your E through at Ashe, or just auto them down. You definitely have the advantage here. Okay, so we know this is warded. Good E. Good E. Yeah, that's not bad damage. I wish you got a bit aggressive earlier, but that's okay. So now you're playing a bit too far back, especially. So like if we look down here, you have a ward up, right? As we saw in your inventory. if you're playing back like this because you're worried about Viego maybe coming through, then you need to go and ward, right? You still have a level 2 advantage, at least here. Well, now Morgana just hit level 2. But I really want you to either drop a ward up here, or you need to start playing aggressive with your Fizz. Like, there should never be a situation, really, where Fizz is this far ahead of you, especially because he is a melee champion, right? Okay. Pressing the wrong button here. Okay, so you back up because you want to turn into a minion, which I don't hate. I don't hate. I don't hate that you wanted to turn into a minion. It just maybe the better way to say it is that may not have been the wave to do it on. Okay. Great E to help disengage your Fizz. That was really well done. Okay, so Fizz is going to eat a lot of autos, right? That's just what's going to happen here. You're still at an XP disadvantage, unfortunately. Okay. You do land some damage, so let's just back it up here a little bit. So in this situation where you know that like your Fizz is looking to walk up and last hit this, the window for your ward is already passed. So I'm just gonna go back. I'm just gonna go back a little bit. Whoops, clicking the wrong thing here. I'm just gonna go back a little bit. So if we go back here, right, we actually have vision of Viego, and this is where I'm gonna harp on jungle tracking. It's not just your jungler's job to do this. Every role needs to get into the habit of doing this, because it's gonna make your wave states better. It's gonna make how you know when you can be aggressive better. It's gonna make your warding better, right? And we're gonna see a practical example of this right away. So we see Viego, and what's interesting here right away that we note is that he only has 8 CS. He has 8 CS and he has red buff. He came out of bot side, right? So we can actually, in a way, pay attention to where he goes if we're watching our map. And because he has 8 CS in level 2, we know for a fact he's only done 2 camps. Now, one of them is clearly red buff, but we don't know if he did Raptors or if he did Krugs. But at this point, that doesn't really matter. We just know that 2 of his camps are down. Now let's watch where we actually see him walk to, right? So he comes in through bot side, ganks our mid, and then he actually leaves and walks out towards top side, right? And we can see this happening, okay? So in this case, this is on you to be able to see this, because and the reason why I point this out is because what ends up happening here if we skip forward to where we got to, okay? So a bit of trading. So right here we see Viego again, okay? That picks up with what information we've had available to us. This ward is now a waste, right? It's going to start ticking down, and by the time Viego's back bottom, this ward may not even be here. The other thing here is that sometimes your AD carry, or in this case your Fizz carry, may make a poor choice as to when to walk up to try to CS, right? And so that kind of happens right here. So in this case, because the wave is shoving out, Fizz should really just be backing up. You're going to eat too much free damage here. So you go to ward here, but what ends up happening is he's clearly indicating he's going to walk up and try to hit these. You definitely need to be here to support him in that. It's not that he's really even making the right choice, but if you leave him here, it's going to get really, really bad, right? Because Ashe is slowing autos. Morgana can potentially land a Q. And so, as we can see, he kind of, yes, he does some dumb stuff here, right? But because you're a little bit far away, I think it's worse than what it needs to be, and both of you guys need to end up flashing, and you end up dying. So I know, don't get me wrong, I know this is difficult with a Fizz AD carry, but we can play a little bit more appropriately based on the wave state. So this is really good, actually. I really like to see this. Coming out of base, and recognizing, coming out of base and actually recognizing that things are happening on the map. You're clearly looking at this up here, and you instantly beeline top. So, like, seriously, very, very well done. And you help give Neferi a kill. You get an assist for yourself. That's awesome. And we go mid and turn into a minion. I really like this use of the movement on the map. Let's see this here. Okay, so here it's a bit hasty, I think, using your E. So let's just look at this again, right? So you're this last minion coming in. You walk up. So here you throw your E, but what is like the best thing to do in this situation, because the wave state is actually pushing towards you guys, you can wait for one of these minions to get low, because they're gonna, you know, all these minions are attacking them. And then when he walks up to like auto attack or something like that, he's locked into an animation and can't actually dodge, right? So let's just look again at how this actually unfolds, right? So if we just slow it right down, so you're walking up, you're this caster. He does end up juking your E. It was a good try. Maybe you just be slightly more patient. But I really like the map movement here. I think this is really good to see. You did end up buying an amp tome. We get some vision down. So I actually like this ward placement. I want to talk about it. Typically, you supports or you junglers, or I guess whoever, if you're going in to ward the enemy jungle, try to ward in such a way where you can see like kind of multiple things, right? So in this case, like it's a bit early for red buff to respawn, but that said, you can still see kind of a lot of what's going on here and here. In a sense, you're getting two different corridors of where someone could be walking, and that's generally what you want to see when we're warding the jungle. Another good space for this, I think I pointed out in other videos, is warding right around here, because you get to see blue buff and Grump, right? So these are kind of important places. So good job overall. Like after the respawn, all of that was quite good. Okay. So the wave is in a pretty good spot for us here. Let's see what we decide to do. I think you know that Viego's in here somewhere. Yep. Good move. Thing I'm curious about, let's look at the wave state. Okay, yeah, we're fine. So this is not happening, but just to point it out, because this is a situation that could occur. If Ashe and Morgana were kind of standing here and harassing Fizz, I want you here, right? But they're giving him time and space, which I don't think they should be at this point. So it's not a big deal, but just for those of you watching, this is very, very easily a situation that could come up. Okay, so Viego's hovering around bot. Okay, some trading, light trading going out. So we know that we have our jungle and mid en route. Let's see how we play this here. People dropping ultimates. Okay, we do end up missing our spells. Okay, so I want you to... I think you're a bit slow at recognizing that the fight is still really good. Part of the reason why I say that is because you now have 4. They have 2, half HP. You currently have Neferi ulting, right? You guys are basically all full, okay? We see Kassadin coming, so we have, again, all the information available to us to know that this is a good fight. Just based on health bars and numbers alone, this is a good fight. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we're looking at Fizz, right? We see a flash happen, so look at this position, right? We can see all of this, right? This is happening directly in front of us. So if Kassadin walks in here, this is just a 4 versus 1, okay? He's a 6.5 minute Kassadin, even though he has level 6. This guy has absolutely 0 damage, okay? So the second he ults in here, I really, really want to see you just instant turn. There's no reason that we should be walking away, so instantly turn, start autoing, start walking this way, right? Okay, let's see how this pans out. So Nefuri's still chasing. Okay. Fizz does pick up a kill. So I mean, it wasn't the worst, wasn't the greatest. It was just okay. Just try to soak in that information a little bit more. Again, like health bars, ultimates, levels, even like if you're fighting a scaling champion very early game, these are all things we can start to think about in order to assess if an early game fight is good for us or not. Okay, so we're coming out of base. We buy our boots. We buy a pink ward. We have 400 gold, so I'm curious. Let me go back here. So I'm curious, when you bought, you have 380 gold. I would really like to see you for sure sell your health pot and get a refillable. That's for sure. And maybe even you know, look for another component depending on what exactly you're going for. I don't know exactly what you built yet this game. Okay. Okay, we turn into a minion. Let's see. Where that was Fizz. Nice. Okay. That was really good. I really like the use of the passive, like especially in bronze, you know, people are not going to be paying attention to this type of thing. Well done. This should kill. Nice. Okay, and then you... Do you escape here? No. 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 Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, that was actually a really good try. I kind of wish that Fizz helped you out. I think you guys could have won that, honestly, if Fizz was helping you this whole time. Now we got a bit of a standoff. Nice E. Does Fizz escape? He does. Okay, so good job, again, using that passive, knowing that people will fall for that. That was well done. And great attempt at the escape. I mean, at the very least, you wasted a lot of time. So we're coming out of base. Okay, you got your Hextech. What's it called? A Hextech Accelerator? Is that what it's called? Alternator. That was it. I was close. I was close. Okay. We are... So I like our map movement this game. I think that's one strength of yours so far, is coming out of base and not just autopilot going bot, which a lot of support players do, but actually assessing the map state and asking yourself where you can be. In this case as well, right? Like, our melee Fizz was not under any pressure the whole time, so I like the fact that we try to roam. Okay, we're gonna try the minion thing again. Let's see how this goes. Gotta be careful here. We saw Viego. Okay. I don't know if you saw Viego. Maybe you did too late. But that's okay. I mean, at least you saw him. So Fizz is gonna blow. Okay. This actually looks really good. I want to see you fight. I want to ping. I want to ping here, and I want to fight. I want to ping here. I want to fight. Oh, we missed the Q. Oh, goodness. Okay. Okay, really nice try. So in this situation, right, we have to recognize when, again, like, when in fights are actually good for us. In this case, like, you guys are actually relatively healthy so far, right? And Ashe, it's just a completely alone Ashe. Like, yes, Viego might be able to come back in, but for a melee champion, he's too far away. So, like, let's say this was a Xerath, for instance. He's still going to be able to drop damage and QU and stuff like that. You're probably have no chance of winning. But because this is a melee champion that's totally out of the fight right now, I would start spam pinging that I want to fight, right? And then I'm turning, I'm trying to drop my abilities, I'm autoing, I'm using my body language, everything I can to show Fizz, I think we can kill Ashe, right? Especially, you know, like, this Fizz actually has a lot of damage. You do turn and drop one auto attack. I want to see you keep autoing. But look, just to keep going on this, you know, look how low Fizz is when you guys decide to turn. I think if Fizz even himself turned and started to auto attack Jinx before he had abilities up, you guys would have clearly won this, right? Good try though. I think it was a really good effort. doesn't go your way, oh, you do end up getting a kill. Doesn't go your way perfectly, but overall, good attempt. Okay, so Ash is going to shove in that wave. We get our blasting wand. Okay, so next is Proto Belt. Alright, let's see. So we have dragons spawning sort of soon here. Okay, let me just go back and watch watch this again for you coming out of base. So we know that dragon is spawning in a minute or less, right? So we come out of base. Our Wukong has just died top. Get a ward over the wall, I don't mind that. Okay. I would probably get a ward in their Tri-Brush as well. Okay. Okay, so we see Fizz going in. We follow up on it. Honestly, I actually don't mind this at all. And the reason why I don't mind this is because A, Ashe is now dead for the spawn of dragon, which potentially gives you guys an opening to do it. But B, Ashe loses all of these minions, which early game is a huge deal, right? So you trading 1-for-1, especially the fact that Morgana got the kill on you, I think this is actually super, super good. I wish that Fizz maybe stayed with you a little bit, but overall, this is really good, particularly because this golden XP is being missed. Okay, and I mean, Fizz gets the kill anyway. So, I mean, you see, like, at really, like, so much stuff can work. You don't always need an AD carry. It's clearly working out well. So now we go back towards Dragon. We have Prio mid, we have Prio bot, so I like that we're doing Dragon here. Pull it out. That's good. So, I think everything was good. If I can just nitpick you a little bit, but, like, genuinely, I think you're playing well. So in this case, I just want you to watch. So they come around the corner here, and then you're gonna throw E. So first off, they have shown you that, like, Morgana didn't walk further than this, and then she already started turning around, right? So this E is never in the path of anybody to begin with, and in a way, it's just you're wasting, like, your most important spell in this situation. You want to wait for people to what you could say, like, corridor themselves. So in this case, if Morgana's teasing walking up this way, you want her to commit and get to probably at least here before you start to throw your E. Reason being is because she only has one way to walk to dodge, which is up towards this way, right? So you could actually throw your E in such a way where it's cheating the wall, kind of like this, right? So Morgana, you're kind of covering her sidestep out this way, and you're also leaving it big enough that if she can hug the wall, it'll still hit her anyway, right? So this is what I'm sure there's different words for it, but I call it corridoring because they're kind of putting themselves in a bit of a situation in which they're stuck between a rock and a hard place in some sense. Okay, so we get the dragon. Alright. Okay. So just another thing. So we cast E, and then after we pick up the after we get the dragon, we just use our W for, I mean, really, like, I'm not trying to, you know, be mean or anything, but it's for no reason. Like, this ultimately does nothing for us. I would like, in this situation, it probably has zero consequences whatsoever. But the point of this habit is not that it has zero consequences in this situation, it's that there will be a situation where you use this in a kind of willy-nilly way, and then you really wish that you didn't use it, right? Because you need it a few seconds later. I just want us to get into the habit of using our abilities with intention, right? Okay. So we're gonna pick up the wave. See what our gold's at. We have about 700, a few hundred more until we get Proto Belt. Okay. So we do take that tower. Okay, so again, a lot of what I'm saying is nitpicking because, like I said, I genuinely think you're playing a good game, especially for Bronze Elo. This is fantastic to see. But things I'm going to point out are not just for you, it's for everybody, right? So you take the tower here, we can see that there's a few mid. We know that there's one top, right? So we pretty much have everybody accounted for. And after this tower dies, you walk all the way back and then start basing. I would literally, where you kill tower, just start basing. It saves an extra few seconds. These are the small details that we do need to start to get into with our game, right? Because, I mean, League of Legends is a game of seconds. And sometimes those few seconds can be very valuable. Okay. So we're going to go top here and save this tower. Good E. Yeah, like well done. Let's see. Let's just see this again. Okay, so you turn into a minion. I mean, this just goes to show. I mean, this just goes to show the power of turning into a minion. Like, people, even though you know Neeko's in the game, you know that there will never ever be a single caster minion walking up to you like this, right? Ever. So, you know, it just goes to show the power of Neeko. But I like that you are still being creative, trying to approach this in different ways. We're going to use our ulti here. So the only thing I want to say here is I like everything. I like this. I like you landing the spell. The only thing I don't like is you flashing on him here. I think what you could do is the second that you're landing your E, you can just walk towards him, right? You have a huge AoE on that R that goes around you like this. You could easily, I think, just walk into the range, especially because he is CC'd. But again, some minor nitpicking stuff. I just think because you're playing well, and I don't see any like glaring major issues with your gameplay that would you know, sometimes constitute what you would assume to find in Bronze. I'm trying to show you more detailed things so that you can start to think about and refine this gameplay. Because, you know, you don't necessarily expect to think about Bronze this way, but honestly, man, you are playing very well. I mean, look at this. We're literally last hitting as a minion. So, okay, before I get distracted, what are you doing? I mean, is this hilarious to watch? Yes, but you're totally a lone bot. You're totally a lone bot. You're just chilling as a melee minion. So maybe the praise was a little too hasty, but it's not to say that you're not playing good. But you know, this type of stuff, you're just slowly last hitting a wave as Neeko. Maybe this is a minion-only challenge or something. I don't know. Then, after that full wave, we leave and we start warding our jungle. Okay. Okay. So I'm sensing a little bit. This is kind of the first part of the game where I'm sensing a little bit of wandering. And this type of thing is fairly common in probably like gold and below, sometimes even plat, but for sure gold and below. Where you notice kind of like we turn into the minion, we're spend like 60 seconds last hitting a full wave, then we kind of walk up, we drop a few wards, but if we think about it, these wards are very... Like, I think that in your head, you're like, oh, I want to get out some wards, which is good, right? You're playing support, we want a ward. But we need to also be thinking with intention about where we're dropping our wards. So in this case, you're doing a good job in a sense by warding, but the actual ward placement is not super helpful, okay? So it's not that it's bad to ward your own jungle, but where's the action of the game right now, right? If we're just looking at the map, even while you're rewarding, okay? Most people are topside or mid, and we also see that an objective is spawning top. This dragon is going to be second to spawn after the herald, so I would prefer to see you actually, you know, even if you feel the need to take all that time to last hit a full wave bot, then I want to see you just walk straight top, or maybe even base and come straight top and start warding their jungle or ward an objective. Okay, you guys have scuttle and a ward here right now, but you know, as we can see, just to point it out because we're talking about it, if I zoom out a little bit and we go to what red team can see, there's still plenty of space where, you know, we could come out here. This is a great ward spot. This is a great ward spot. This is a great ward spot. This, right? This. There's still plenty of spaces in which we can ward. Whereas if we're looking at kind of the map state, these are not nearly as helpful, right? So just to point it out. Okay. So yeah, another tip. I know I just unpaused, but another tip, sorry. If you are not sure what to do with support, you're playing support and you're wandering, right? We're kind of walking around, we're not exactly sure where to go. I want you, especially if you have no wards, the best thing you can do is to just reset and refresh your support item, okay? Get those wards back, and then ask yourself, what objective is spawning, right? In this case, we see Herald's up. Okay. So, wait, where did you go? Are you a minion? Yes. Okay. So, I think you played a lot of the last few minutes on this side of the map, when really the action and the objective is on the opposite side of the map, right? So those are some of the ways we can think about where we should be. Okay, that's a very pink warded brush. We turned into a pink ward ourselves, which I don't like. Okay, it's fun to sit and look for picks as a ward, right? However, it's way more effective to be standing here helping to kill the dragon right now, right? You're gonna provide a lot of damage. You're gonna get this objective secured much faster and get everyone back on the map just that much quicker. Okay, Fizz doing Fizz things. Okay, you do come out and hit the objective later, so that's really good to see. Belvath goes to the Shadow Realm. Okay, I like our ults. Good job. Okay, then we base. So, again, right? After, just because I'm seeing it twice, so instead of basing right here, and like we know where people are, right? Like, bunch of people on the blue team are dead currently. You guys just got dragon. You have plenty of vision around you. Instead of walking in here to base, just base right here. Just base right here. You're gonna save yourself a few seconds, especially when you need to race top right now, in order to help out what's going on. Okay, so we go top. I lost you again. You turned into a minion. There you are. Okay. So we back up and turn into a minion again. I don't, so this is a situation where I really like that you're trying this, right? And again, I just want to point out why. A, Neferi is pushing. She's low. She could use someone to shadow her. That alone is great. Shadow her. Help her out, okay? B, no objective is up. Herald's not up. Dragon's not up. Baron is in the process of spawning. C, people have just reset, right? Like, a few people on the blue team died. You guys just got the dragon. Kind of the map is in a bit of a state of everyone was in base, or maybe just backing off now, and now just coming back out on the map. And the other reason is because we just saw Cassidon, I believe, top. He could still easily be here, right? So there's a few reasons why I actually like that you try to turn into a minion here. You know, and I hope that makes sense, right? Because it's kind of in contrast to how we saw that earlier, right? Where the action is away from you. Okay, so here now it's turned from good to bad. The action is no longer by you. We see 1, 2, 3 on the map. Your teammates are all running away from you, right? Like, you're not going to take a tower on your own, and are you going to sit here and shove this whole wave on your own. Like, maybe you do. Okay. Okay, so we sit and take a whole wave as a minion again. Okay. You know, the one thing I love about this is you are having an absolute blast playing this game. I can tell. And, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what League is about, so I'm glad you're having fun. But also, I'm here to show you how we can work on some of these details a little bit. Okay. Alright, your team starts going in. Great E, and you tank a tower shot. If it were me, again, detail stuff. This is detail stuff. I don't expect, you know, bronze players to be doing this type of thing, but I just want to show you something. So after you land the E, you want to make sure you tank as much for Fizz as possible, right? He's going in. If you drop aggro right away, there's a chance that he gets bursted a bit, dies to a tower shot. So you need to be aware of how much HP you have. As you land that E, you're going to tank 1. It's only going to, you know, cut off like a bit of your HP. You can easily tank 2 tower shots. I bet you would be like this healthy still, if not even more. So here, right here, you can just S key, just press S, or just stand still. You tank this one, and then you tank another one, like as it's flying to you, and you break aggro, and you ensure that your Fizz is going to get out safely, right? Doesn't end up mattering. Oh, does he get out? Maybe. That was a well-timed plant. Okay. Looks like you guys escape. Alright. So we're gonna hit a base. See what we buy. Got our proto belt. Oh, did you have proto belts in that fight too? Wait, I need to check this. You had proto belts in that last fight, right? Looks like you did. So that's definitely a situation where you could use proto belt too, to either escape or to help kill that Ashe under tower. Okay, back into minion form. So we turn into minion form, but again, like, you know, the question is this. Again, you have enough information on the map afforded to you that we know that sitting as a minion here probably isn't the play, right? Especially because, like, there's a few kills, it's 23 minutes into the game, almost your entire team is here with you, ready to shove towers. We need your auto damage on those towers ASAP. Especially Neeko can actually take towers, like, very quickly. So instead of walking up as a minion here, I want you in Neeko form. Use that movement speed. I need you up here already in order to help out. Right, so you actually don't really end up getting into the fight at all. So you have ulti here. Okay, let's just take a look at this again. So you do have ulti. You have ulti. You have proto belt. You had stopwatch. Let's just watch this again. Okay, so you miss out helping with the Cassidin. Then unfortunately you miss your spells on Viego. We do tank that. So I like the proto belt timing. We try to dodge abilities after getting CC'd for a long time. Okay. So I think there's a bit of awareness going on, and I'm not going to blame you for not being totally aware of, like, what's going on when Viego picks up Nefiri, because it is pretty difficult to recall, you know, new champions, right? I actually had this issue a few days ago. I forgot that Nefiri's W can be blocked sometimes with these new champs, right? So in this case, obviously, I don't know if you knew that or not, but if you didn't know that, just remember Nefiri's W can be blocked. I would be running this way. Obviously, now it's too late, but afterwards I would have just beeline behind my allies. Especially because Viego is just a reset king. He's going to pick up your dead body, and so on and so forth. Okay. So I think that, so this is definitely a throw, right? This is a throw from the red team, and it definitely starts right here when we need you already up here. Okay. All right. So yeah, hopefully we can see that, but I'm not gonna harp on it too much. Just again, this is details type stuff, right? I'm glad, trust me, I am so happy that we're not sitting here talking about like, oh man, you know, your CS, like, you're CSing 1 per minute or like whatever, that the common, you know, low elo tropes that we would expect. But rather, we're actually able to talk about detail-oriented stuff. Okay, take a look. Okay, so we know that our allies in the Shadow Realm. So I think this is a dead play, right? So we know that dragon's up. Our jungler gets Shadow Realmed. They take the dragon. Okay, after this, because I know that there's like 3 people here, right? You can't see anyone else on the map. Like all 5 could be here pretty easily. I want you to get away. I want you to just recognize this is a dead play and just leave. All right. There's no way you're able to help out here. And unfortunately, looks like you're probably gonna die too. Okay. Okay, so we're starting to get the low elo throws a little bit. I think it's very salvageable. All right. What do we buy? Okay, we're going towards that Zhonya's, right? So we did get that stopwatch earlier, and now we have a Seeker's Arm Guard. I like Zhonya's a lot. It helps during Neeko's cast time. Okay, let's see. Fury's gonna jump all the way in. Wow, that champion is nuts, man. Okay. So the game is getting close. Getting towards a close here. We're gonna pick up the dragon. Okay. So just going back here. I'm gonna go to you. So we want to do Baron, but okay, you probably can't stop your teammates from doing it. I think this is a pretty bad Baron call. We have no vision of anyone that's alive. There's 4 of them alive, including their jungler, right? You drop a ward here. Let's see what else we do here. So you drop 1 ward. We drop 2 wards. Okay. So the only thing I would say, I actually like where you end up dropping a ward. I would actually have walked to the back of the pit and dropped a ward right here, just in case Viego could definitely be behind the pit, right? Because it's just, oh, I didn't realize that Mordekaiser was dead as well. But Viego could definitely still be behind the pit. So I want you to think about dropping a ward there too. Okay, we get the Baron. Okay. So turning into a minion is going to backfire on us again. Because, okay, Wukong is not paying attention, so I actually don't blame you here. Yeah, we see 2 of them on the map. Like, Wukong is literally right with you. You land a good stun, you land everything. Like, dude is... Wait. Oh, Lee Sin got a new skin. Oh, my bad. Okay. Alright. Anyway. Yeah, good try. I actually like it. I see you Mia pinging, I see you Mia pinging your Wukong. I'm not gonna lie. I would probably do the same thing in that situation. Alright. I mean, there's still at least like a fight or 2. So we turn into a minion again. Okay. Your Wukong gets a quadra kill. And yet, we're still walking in as a minion, so I think there's definitely some awareness of, like, you know, looking back here, a bit of map awareness of like what exactly is going on, right? We have a Belveth with her little minions. We have Baron. We have a bunch of teammates pushing in, and we're starting to walk through mid as a minion, right? Which takes absolutely forever. Like you need to just be here at this fight. Okay. Okay, Wukong pops off, which is obviously fantastic. Good for him. You know, we're not going to complain about teammates getting quadras, but you're obligated to steal the Penta here, I will say that. And here you come, walking as a minion. Yeah, steal it. And you steal the pentakill from your Wukong. Actually, Wukong, that was deserved because that was an absolute Lee Sin cosplay earlier. But look, guys, wait. You don't end here. You're unable to end. Okay, I assume you come back basically right away and end. That's what it looks like. We're gonna go to Dragon here. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, man. Your team definitely popped off. That's very nice. And you know, even as we're ending the game, we're still walking in as a minion. You know, Neeko things, right? Neeko things. So, hey guys, this was Neeko coaching, and I think there's a few things that we can take away from here. First thing, we're getting into the details with some of these players, which I think is great. Some of those details include, you know, how we're using our abilities, when we're roaming, where we're roaming to, ward placement, like more intricate ward placement, like seeing multiple camps. I'm really glad that we were able to talk about this, you know, this game. Obviously, your biggest weakness this game was just the overuse of the passive. You took yourself out of that game by actually just chilling as a minion for so long, when there's times where you gotta be with your team. But overall, I think you played really well. You know, let's cut down on some of that downtime. Let's start to speedrun the game a bit more. Let's refresh our wards a bit more. Let's think about the best ward placements. You know, I think if you can get those down, you're going to start to see a lot of success start to climb. But yeah, guys, look, if you enjoyed this, I'm doing so much more content, so much more VOD reviews. Lots going to be coming out over the coming weeks, basically posting every single day. And look, last thing, I want to remind you, we're doing an RP giveaway for the first 100 subs, all right? One subscriber will be chosen out of the 100, the first 100 to join. And so look, I mean, leave a like, sub, and that's how you're going to get to join this giveaway. We're going to the moon, boys. This is Pope Pay out.